A scary situation occurred on Thursday night as Bismack Biyombo suddenly collapsed onto the floor by the OKC bench. Welcome back, everyone. My name is Dr. Stefan Wilson, and here with this channel, I'll try to help with the better understanding of sports injuries. So we'll take a look at what happened here on Thursday night. It happened on the sidelines of the Thunder's bench. It is in the first half and there's a stoppage in play. We can see Biyombo on the sidelines here interacting with his teammates. Then, seemingly without a lot of warning, he collapses backwards onto the floor. He falls back into a few of his teammates and then ends up laying near the team chairs on the bench. Of course, this initiates a concerned reaction from everybody around him. The medical staff arrive within a few seconds to attend to him, so he is in good hands at this point. Thankfully, Bismack was able to get to his feet eventually and then walk off the floor under his own power to get back to the locker room. It was reported later by CBS Sports that Thunder head coach Mark Daigneault was quoted in saying that Biyombo avoided any kind of serious medical issue and that essentially he fainted. He also said that he's fine, and at halftime he was in the locker room laughing and joking. But out of precaution, Biyombo was ruled out for the rest of the game. This leads us to the more of a discussion part of this video. What can cause an episode like this to occur? This is a massive question, so I'll try to unpack this as best I can. I do not know the personal health history of Biyombo or his personal prescription meds, and just by going by what was reported in the media and what we can observe on the video, we can begin to unpack what happened to him on Thursday night here. There appears to be no visible head trauma on the video prior to his collapse, and I am not aware of that any was reported, so we can probably confidently rule that out. Fainting or losing or the loss of consciousness can occur for many different reasons. Hypoglycemia, a seizure, or an underlying pathology, especially cardiac or vascular in nature, is of the utmost concern here. Those differentials must be ruled out first. And if you're old like me, you might remember back in 1993 when Celtic star Reggie Lewis collapsed due to a cardiac condition, which ended very tragically. Fortunately, in this case, Biyombo is reported to be doing well following this situation. The loss of consciousness is defined medically as syncope. Now, what syncope means is that there is a loss of consciousness, typically due to the decrease in blood flow to your brain. Decreased blood flow will, of course, reduce the oxygen concentration in your brain, which results in a transient, hopefully short-term state of unconsciousness. Sometimes this can occur without any warning, and other times a person may experience what is called a prodromal symptoms, such as lightheadedness, sweating, or nausea. Now, assuming the medical reports are accurate and that there is no significant pathology or underlying health condition that were at the origin of this event, Biyombo's syncope can be categorized as being either what we call a vasovagal or an orthostatic hypotension in nature. Vasovagal is also known as a neurally mediated syncope, which occurs with blood vessel expansion and the heart rate does not keep up to the blood, oxygen, and glucose demands. Often this occurs within the confines of a stressful situation, like with the sight of blood for some people, intense pain, or strong emotions. So basically a trigger of your sympathetic nervous system. Situationally, some people might describe this kind of syncope or having these prodromal symptoms while urinating, especially in the middle of the night, coughing, or even vomiting. On the other side, the orthostatic hypotension, this is commonly experienced when standing up from a seated position or standing for a longer period of time. You know, you get that gravitational downward push of blood volume away from your head and your brain, and this induces this type of syncope. It can be compounded by dehydration, the loss of or even an electrolyte imbalance, maybe even bleeding. Either way, it is great to see Biyombo making a healthy recovery, and hopefully he is well enough to return to game action soon. Thank you for listening, and have a great night.